Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Mad, here with an interesting story for you coming out of San Diego, a city that I currently find myself in. The police department decided to run an experiment in 2016 where they actually issued body cameras. They were mandatory, by the way, to all 1,200 officers in San Diego Police Department, including all the way up to the chief of police, who were then, everyone was ordered to wear the body camera. And what they found is that, allegations of misconduct, allegations of excessive force, allegations of lack of evidence, allegations of profiling, accusations of racial slurs or ethnic slurs, or all sorts of things like that went the fuck down. We're talking 47%. That's how much it dropped. And this is a big win to the San Diego Police Department. They're fucking ecstatic about this. They are super happy that this is happening because what they think happened is that, and I think it kind of goes like they kind of aim it more towards the people that the cops interact with. But I think it's kind of a two-pronged thing. So essentially what happens, in my opinion, is that the officers are wearing the body cameras. So they know that they are being recorded and that when called upon, that camera footage will be then used either for them or against them. And so they are going to be on their better behavior and do things without much excessive force. In fact, excessive force was down 16% in 2016. But threats of excessive force went actually up a little bit, right? And the threats might be something they can easily explain away as just trying to, give a direct command and give a direct order and things like that. But ultimately, it went up like 25%. That's a pretty big number. Like they could work on that definitely, right? But that's maybe an offshoot to using excessive force like chemical agents like pepper spray, tasers, takedowns, things like that. So the threat of something is still better than the actual use of that. So that's definitely a win. So I think that the cops having the body cameras definitely made them feel like they had to be on their best behavior, which is good. It keeps them held accountable to their actions. At the same time, when they then instructed the citizens that they were being recorded, those citizens actually ended up changing their entire demeanor. And as a result of these body cameras, when those accusations of discrimination or racial slurs or ethnic slurs or anything like that, or alleged abuse were being made, in many cases, body camera footage was able to exonerate the officer by showing exactly what happened through the unblinking eye of a fucking body camera. And that is my favorite part about it. And that's something that when I've talked about body cameras before, I've been a heavy advocate for it. It keeps everyone on their best behavior. And people out there that are trying to lie and say the cops did something, or the cops that are trying to skirt around a couple things because they know no one's looking, are now held accountable. And as a result, things are looking better. So it's definitely not a perfect system. I don't think any system is ever going to be 100% perfect, but it is a very good step in the right direction. And San Diego, leading the charge in this by making it mandatory that all officers wear body cameras, really will set the tone for the rest of the country. And I think once more police departments see that these officers are able to interact with people in a major metropolitan area, and the accusations of misconduct or discrimination or racial abuse comes down, once the people are aware that they're being recorded, I think will definitely help a few of these situations. And it may sound like I am placing the blame on the people that the police are interacting with. And based on my time doing security at a casino and working at movie theaters and dealing with riffraff and cops and things like that, yeah, I generally tend to think that people are more often than not at fault and they just take out their aggression on the police. That's just my thoughts on that one. Not saying that all cops are good, not saying all cops are bad, not saying all people are bad or all people are good. But based on my personal experiences, this is the kind of shit that I have seen. And so the fact that people are now being held accountable is awesome, in my opinion, and we need more of it. That's the key here. We need more accountability for fucking everyone when dealing with the goddamn cops. And so I feel like that is going to make it it might lessen tensions with, let's say, Black Lives Matter. If they were to make this a mandatory program in places like Baltimore or Chicago or New York or Los Angeles, or places where there's a hotbed of these kind of accusations, then it would be great, because then we, maybe not so much we as the people, but just a colloquial, would be able then to review the footage and see exactly what happened and hold people accountable for the lies that they tell. on both sides. Like, think for example, go back to Michael Brown and Darren Wilson. August 2014, Ferguson, Missouri. Right? What if we were able to see Darren Wilson's body cam? What if we were able to see Michael Brown attack him in the car, see it from the perspective of all of that happening? Right? All of those things. We would then be able to know that Dorian Johnson lied to CNN and CNN ran that story about hands up, don't shoot. And we'd be in a much different place, because then the people out there that are trying to cause riots for the sake of just rioting would not have a leg to stand on, simply because that outrage would not be able to be replicated and spread, because it simply wouldn't exist. We would have the video fucking evidence of what went down. Except that didn't happen then. And we had a multi-day riot that led to more multi-day riots in other cities, and mass protests and paid protests and all sorts of things. So again, you can kind of see like where one thing can stop the spread of a lot more bullshit. And that is precisely what we fucking need. So here's what's going to happen is the city is now going to expand the program, upgrade the cameras, and give all officers cameras that produce higher video definition. So definitely high definition quality. Because, you look at like the police recordings and it looks like it was shot through a goddamn potato. So now they're going to get high definition recording, and the cameras are going to be able to record for 2 minutes prior to pressing the button of record. So essentially the cameras the cops have now are always kind of on, but they only keep track of the last 30 seconds. So when the cop hits record, that 30 seconds is then calculated and then added into it. Now it's a full 2 minutes, which that will make or break certain situations. If you have a lead into something, then you're going to be fully aware of everything that happened. All the context will be there. And that, I do believe, will not only save taxpayer money in terms of accusations against police and payouts via settlements. It might hold more people accountable to their actions, therefore making the police easier to work with the citizens and the citizens easier to work with police. And if situations arise like Ferguson, we would then have a solid, no bullshit approach to viewing the evidence and then being able to respond accordingly. And that is definitely a good thing. But I do want to know your thoughts on this. Do you think that all cops need to have body cam footage? Do you think that it's a waste of taxpayer money? Do you think that this will have a long-lasting impact with society? These are things I want to know, so go ahead and write them down in the comments. If you guys like the video, toss it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I post new content every single day, whether you want me to or not. And if you like the videos I post, check out the videos on the screen right now. My name is Mundane Matt. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.